Alright guys, for this video we are going to graph lines again using this y equals mx plus b, this slope-intercept form. Remember, this m is the slope and this b, this is the y-intercept. When it's in this form, it's very easy to get at least 2 points and graph the line. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at examples like number 1 where y is not completely by itself. So we're just going to add that new step in. We're going to get y by itself, then identify the slope and the y-intercept, and then graph. Alright, so let's do number 1. Okay, if we look at number 1, we have the 2x minus y equals 3. And I'll put a line down the middle. I want to get this y by itself. The first thing you always do is move over x to the other side. Since it's positive 2x, we're going to subtract 2x. That cancels out. Subtract 2x on the right side. Don't forget about this negative before the y. So we have negative y equals, and then I want to switch this around because remember it's mx plus b, not b plus mx. So these are both negative, so when I switch around, the negative 2x and the negative 3 becomes negative 2x minus 3. And then it almost looks like we're done, but we have to get rid of this negative in front of the y, and we're going to do that by dividing everything on both sides by negative 1. So when I take negative y and divide it by negative 1, the negatives cancel, and I get y by itself. I divide the right side by negative 1. And if you notice on the right side, I'm dividing two negatives, that's going to become a positive. Here we're dividing two negatives, that's going to become a positive. So the right side is just 2x plus 3. Now it's in the slope-intercept form. It's very easy to see that the m, that's always the coefficient for x, so it's 2. Right, is a fraction, 2 over 1. And then the b, the y-intercept, is this, the plus 3. Alright, then it's very easy to get the graph. Right, remember I always begin right here at 3 on the y-axis. So I go up at 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get that first point right there. So I'm done dealing with b. Put a check mark. And then I use the slope. So if it's 2 over 1, this means I go up 2 and then to the right 1. So from that y-intercept, from here I go up 1, 2, and then to the right 1, and I get a point right there. Up 2 to the right 1, and there we're at. So connect it, and we have our line. Alright, so that's the only thing I added in. Get y by itself, and then it's very easy to see what the slope and the y-intercept are. Let's do one more together. Let's go to the back side. Let's do number 3. Alright, number 3, again, we notice that I have x and y on the same side. So I want to get y by itself. I'm going to put the line down the middle. Remember, always move over the x first. Since this is a positive 3x, I'm going to subtract 3x. That goes away. Subtract 3x on the right side. Don't forget the negative before the 4y, so I still have negative 4y equals, and remember we always want to switch these, right? It's mx plus b, so put the x first, so it's going to be negative 3x plus 20. Alright, then we only have one more step to get y by itself. Since it's negative 4 times y, I'm going to divide everything both sides by negative 4. So I have y completely by itself. Here, these two negatives cancel out, and just leave it as 3/4. Remember, don't make it a decimal, because that actually makes it more difficult for us to graph. I always want the slope written as a fraction. And then here, the 20 divided by negative 4 is negative 5. So that negative 5, that becomes the y-intercept. Alright, now you're pretty much home free. 3/4, that's the slope. So let's put 3/4. And then the b is this. Don't forget the negative before it. The b is negative 5. So we have everything we need. Graphing it should be a slam dunk. Right? I begin with the b value. So the b value is negative 5. So I'm going to go down 5 units from the origin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to plot that point first. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so I'll put a check mark. Then I'm going to use the slope 3/4. Since it's positive, that means I'm going to go up 3 to the right 4. right? Rise over run. So I start from this y-intercept. I go up 3, 1, 2, 3, to the right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there, I'm going to get a point right there. So up 1, 2, 3, to the right 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. All right, so there it is. I use the slope to get the second point, connect it, and we have our line. All right, so graphing should be the easy part for you. The only thing we added in here is get y by itself to get it in slope-intercept form.